Hello everyone, my name is Christopher. I'm gonna go over the DPS tier list for mid-season 7 of Overwatch 2. I'm gonna rank every single one of these characters based on how weak or strong they are to solo carry your games. Let's get started. And I'll start off with the weak category, and I'm gonna place this character, this character, this character, and this character on to that list, and they all share the same problem. They're just not applying enough pressure to the enemy team. There is just nothing you can do to save yourself when it comes to getting up close and not being dead in a second. Like, all of these characters are really easy to catch, and then if you would look at meta composition tanks that you would have to play against, it's gonna be Sigma, it's gonna be Diva, it's gonna be Queen, and it's gonna be Zarya perhaps. Like, you quickly realize that you just don't possess a threat to any of them. Frankly speaking, all of them don't care about your abilities, all of them can easily poke you out, and it's just a disaster. Nothing in the backline is gonna die, so you can't really infiltrate that as well. When it comes to almost category, I would say that you can make these characters work, but in reality they are just too difficult to use for the amount of value that you will get, for the amount of time that you would have to spend on these characters. Like, it is just borderline impossible to have like positive win rate on them, because sooner or later you will run into a serious wall, whether you are climbing like from gold to plat. Let's say you were gold 3 and now you picked up Tracer and you are platinum 5. Like, people on a higher level will understand how to fundamentally devour you alive, so you won't have enough consistent pressure. Same problem, you just don't do anything against Sigma, you just don't do anything against Diva on these characters. Like, you are not applying any pressure to the tank, and if you are not doing that, tank has all the space in the world to give it up to enemy hit scan so they can pew 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 you from afar. Really easy to counter all of them. Most of them are very niche. For example, Symmetra arguably is pretty decent when it comes to like control of the point maps, but outside of that she's just Echo can be played, but then again they can go Baptiste, Illari, Soldier, and like Ashe, or just Illari. Illari, Baptiste, Soldier is completely enough to kill you every single time you are out in the open. There is just nothing you can do to save yourself. When it comes to okay characters that you will have semi-decent success when it comes to Overwatch, I would say that this is going to be this character, and perhaps... I'm not sure. I would say that these two are okay. I would love to see like Torbjorn or Bastion in comparison with these abominations on my team, because I understand that even though Bastion got hard nerfed, he's still a tank buster, he's still a character that can like reliably apply pressure to an enemy team, in comparison with Genji that just pew-pewing the shield and not dealing any damage. There is just nothing you can do to save yourself, you know? And then Torbjorn, I've never seen people play Torbjorn in mid-season 7. I don't know where the character went. He was a machine gun carrier, now he's just an old grandpa, but still. I think you can make Torbjorn work. I think Torbjorn can be okay in the current state of the game. Then we have a strong category, and when it comes to strong, we have double hit scan here. Triple hit scan actually. I would say that these characters are going to be pretty decent, because Widowmaker is a very low risk, high reward character. Even if you are not landing headshots but only body shots, you still have the ability to scare enemies away. When you're playing against Widowmaker, people are usually afraid to swing wide, they are usually afraid to peek aggressively, because they know every single time there is a problem arises at the top. I would say that if you are lost and confused and don't understand what to play, I think perhaps Widowmaker has to be one of the best choice, because the amount of pressure you apply without doing anything is just far superior than with all of these characters, right? Soldier and Ashe are both hitscan characters that will allow you to apply consistent pressure to an enemy backline, midline, and frontline. You have to understand that you can switch up playstyles on Soldier, you can go for a flanking playstyle, you can stay main and shoot the tank. There is so many things you can do. You have self-sustain, great ultimate, great helix, and overall I would say Soldier has to be one of the most balanced DPS to try out in mid-season 7 of Overwatch 2. You are indirectly okay against Sigma because you can again go for a flank, avoid his shield, and shoot the backline. So by shooting the backline you are denying healing from his supports, and eventually at the end of the day Sigma will fall because of that, right? And Ashe was completely terrible because if you remember, Bastion was the best DPS character that was dictating the meta, and he would just completely shatter you, completely shatter the Bob. It was incredibly impossible to kill him. But now when he is nerfed and there is a lot more downtime on his turret form, you just can't help yourself but, like, yeah. Ashe is incredible, especially paired up with a Mercy Pocket that will allow you to inflict even more damage and stay alive. Because one of the problems with Ashe is that, you know, if you are fighting a character like Tracer, sure, you can one-tap her without the Mercy Pocket, but there is a chance that she's gonna poke you out and you have to go into the cover. But when you are constantly with a Mercy Pocket, there is just nothing they can do. If one tank is jumping on you, he's never gonna kill you. If one DPS is jumping on you, he's never gonna kill you. You're great against flying characters. You can actually poke out Genji, so every single time he's trying to approach, you just 2-tap him, he's 1 HP, he has to deflect and run away. Beautiful character, although Ashe requires some skill, and majority of the players never have that to like really unleash her full potential. But that's not a problem, that's okay. That's life. And then for the meta characters, we have Sojourn and Mei. Both of these characters are incredibly powerful against Sigma. They are incredibly powerful against D.Va. They are incredibly powerful against Zarya. They are incredibly powerful against pretty much every single one of them, because with Sigma you can easily charge your railgun off of his shield, and if he is not holding his shield he is kind of vulnerable, and then Mei can wall him, trap him. There is just nothing you can do. Like compare Mei as a flex DPS that's applying pressure to the enemy tank, so he's very much afraid, in comparison with Sombra. Like, can you compare that meta character and a very weak Sombra? Right? So you get the idea. You get the idea. And then again, both of these characters are pretty high skill ceiling, which means that the possibilities are endless, but the skill floor is also incredibly high. So you would have to sweat your thing off to like really learn them. But if you do, bro, these characters are freaking amazing. So this is gonna be for the tier list today. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about it. See you in the next one. Take care.